Dr. Thomas Prade receiving Bharat Award. I request Dr. Thomas to kindly speak a few words.
It's a surprise for me. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Shukran.
Congratulations, sir. Now I request Dr. Chowdhury to kindly present the Bharat Award to Sir Sohan Roy towards his contribution to industry overall. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Sohan Roy receiving Bharat Award. Sir, requesting you to kindly speak a few words.
Again and again, they surprise me. Two unexpected awards. I won't forget this day. It's great. Thank you. And in front of you, I could receive it. We all will remember it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now I request Dr. Chowdhury to kindly present the Bharat Award to Dr. Mukesh Tyagi towards his contribution to film industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mukesh Tyagi receiving the Bharat Award. Sir, I request you to kindly speak a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely honored that I received this award from the hands of Dr. Chaudhary, Dr. S. Roy, and Dr. Thomas Prade. Sonia has asked me to speak few words. With your permission, can I speak a little longer? Okay. I'm reminded when we were talking about Einstein. Once Einstein had been attending multiple conferences and he was so tired, so he told his driver that I don't feel like attending this conference. You wear my dress and I'll wear yours, and I'll disguise as your driver and sit at the conference and you go on the center stage. So, known scientist, somebody asked him a very difficult question. So the driver was a bit, foxed, little dilemma. Then he played his tricks. He said, look, your question is so simple that my driver can answer your question. So, when Dr. Sohan Roy came on stage, and I'm absolutely inspired by him. I think he's a reincarnation of Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama came to explore India in 1594. And why I say he's a reincarnation of Vasco da Gama? Because Vasco da Gama landed in Kerala, in Calicut, from Kerala. And he's into the shipping. Dr. Thomas Prade has been extremely gracious in giving a great speech on India and Middle East and Dubai, France, and his boom really energized all of us. Thank you, Dr. Prade, for that. His wife got the award, and today being your anniversary, I must wish you a very, very happy wedding anniversary, and we are very lucky to have both of you with your daughter, with your lovely daughter. I am reminded, I'm trying, can I get 2-3 minutes? All right. The situation is right now internationally very grave. And one of the importance of anybody who is receiving PhD or doctorate, I think has to become a global ambassador. Because we have seen the passive participation is far more dangerous than the active participation. If you are passive, if a voice is not there, then the world can go completely to dogs. Right now we are in the middle of Russia-Ukraine war, which has disrupted the food supply. The biggest challenge globally is the food security. And all of you are great entrepreneurs, and I'm sure this is going to be the central concern. Gone are the days when we could take the system for granted. There is a huge challenge to the energy security. Today we see the gasoline prices zooming up. Sri Lanka, we have seen, because of serious financial mismanagement, tax cuts, and also removing the import just to preserve the foreign exchange, they did not allow the fertilizers to come in the country. They relied upon the organic fertilizers, which led to the poor growth of the crop. One single wrong incident can lead to the president fleeing away from Sri Lanka. We have recently seen in Panama how unrest is taking place because the food is becoming the scarce commodity. 800 million people in the world go hungry before they sleep. So you can imagine, it's such a serious, catastrophic challenges we have in mind. And we all have to come together. And that is what the contribution is going to make the difference, because, there are three categories of progress. One is your growth, another is progress, and third is success. Both your growth is a unidimensional in nature, success is double dimensional in nature, but the progress is three-dimensional in nature because success includes spirituality. And what is happening is we are devoid ourselves of the spiritual. Our greed and vanity and ego, we are consuming more than needed. We are creating an imbalance in the food security. So it's very important for us that we need to take a conscious decision what's to be the even distribution. The gap between the poor and the rich is growing, which will breed some kind of revolution. So it's very important that we come out with the equitable distribution of resources. Of course, survival of the fittest does not mean exclusion of the survival of the weakest. So we need to hold the hand of the weakest to make this society sustainable. At the same time, Dr. Roy's documentary I was watching, he's talked about the environmental protection, and that's another challenge. We have seen many conventions like Kyoto Convention, then we have Paris Agreement, but what is happening is United States, which is one of the largest polluters in the world after China, withdrew from Paris Agreement, and later on when Joe Biden regime came, they adhered to Paris Agreement. So this is the scanty regard for our environment protection from the countries who are polluting maximum. So I can go on and go on, this is very close to my heart, that look at the water. We have only 3% water drinkable. And out of 3%, 2.5% water is into the forms of glaciers. 0.5% is only left for drinking. And the world water demand is increasing 1% every year. So you can imagine what can happen to the waters. Another challenge is going to be the water. So you have the energy security issue, you have the water security issue, you have the food security issue, environmental protection. So we are grappling right now, and then there is a war, which is causing the disruption in the food supply across the world. The gas is going to be extremely expensive. Now Russia is talking about using the force majeure not to supply gas to the European Union. And the reason they are saying is the war. So they are using that. Russia supplies 150 billion cubic meters of gas to Europe. And now they are talking about alternative from Azerbaijan, which is only 8 billion cubic meters. So you can imagine when the cold Europe arrives, what can happen to the gas situation. So what they are doing is they're embarking upon nuclear power as a source of supply, which is again very dangerous. So it does not mean anything happens in any part of the world will have a huge impact globally, internationally. So we all are global ambassadors. We have to come together, Dr. Roy, and we have to create some kind of a documentation which will help. It has to be public, private partnership to make this. We can't depend on the government for all that is to come. But we reach to the point when the flashpoint happens, then the catastrophe happens, then we step into it and we criticize. I think the drawing room criticism need to come out of the walls, four walls, and come on the green. So I'm very happy that I've been received this Bharat Gaurav Award. With this, I can go on, and this is my profession to speak, but it's a great evening, and thank you all of you for recognizing this Bharat Gaurav Award. Mr. Modi believes in Atmanirbhar Bharat, and we are the fastest growing economy in the world, and I'm sure I will be able to contribute with this award, whatever little I can. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Gentlemen, I request you to stay back. Now it's time to felicitate our special